they're running to the world's toughest competition in town. Today, a team of organ donors and recipients will go head to spleen against a team of 12-step recovery addicts. So get fired up for Most Extreme Elimination Challenge! Now, here are two men that know a lot about each other's organs, Kenny Blankenship and Vic Romano!
Yes!
Dude, you're really stoked.
Indeed I am, Ken. Indeed I am.
And why is that?
Well, that's because today's contestants are so inspiring. We've got organ donors, people who make the ultimate gift of life, versus recovering addicts, people who have found the courage to confront their addictions.
Like drugs and booze?
Well, yes, alcohol and narcotics are the more well-known addictions.
What else?
Well, there's gambling, shopping,
Porn?
yes, sexual addiction.
I like porn.
Kenny, this is serious. There are recovery steps involved. I myself have gone through 7 of the 12. Addiction is a disease. Right, Captain?
Contestants, how many of you consider addiction a disease?
Oh, yeah, I'm for that.
Yeah, well, that's a load of crap. Addicts are worthless and weak. That's called tough love.
I consider myself worthless.
And I'm weak.
Well, you in the front row, other than your sense of style, what have you donated,
No, see, don't tell me. Okay, wait.
I'm thinking it's your frontal lobe. Boy, the captain's gonna earn his paycheck today. Let's go!
And it's time for Mud Butlers. In this event, each player taps an inflated goat bladder with the meat mallet. Then each player races down the room and attempts to catch the swollen orb before it lands in the bog of mystery mud. That, of course, was brought to you by the Kenatron, virtually realistic, state-of-the-art, simulated animation.
Wow, that stuff's incredible, Vic.
It really is, Ken.
She looks real.
Ken, that's because she is real.
Huh?
That's Teresa Munch. You know, she's auctions organs on the internet, and there she is at... Oh, there's a mandible munch into the mystery mud. What is today's mystery mud, by the way, Ken?
Well, it's a secret, but I'll tell you, it comes to us fresh and piping warm, courtesy of our friends at Hot Carl Septic Systems.
Well, nobody keeps a secret like you, Ken. And here's our next contestant. It's Chester Powders. He gets high on eating women's underwear. And
Oh, I guess that makes him a thongoloid, huh?
Indeed it does, and a dirty, dirty boy. And here's Charlotte Webb. She donated her frown muscles, affecting a cheery, permanent smile.
That's kind of like kissing a blow-up doll.
Never used mine for kissing, Ken. Huh? Anyways, there goes Charlotte. Oh! And she, too, is down in the mud. And proudly displaying his coccyx transplant, Cleveland Brown.
Oh, why didn't you get a bigger one?
Not talking about his Jimmy junk, Ken. Coccyx is his tailbone.
Oh,
And there goes Cleveland down the steps.
I bet he's got coccyx shock syndrome.
Oh, he just might, Ken. And Cleveland lines himself up.
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Okay, Ken. And here comes the goat bladder, and Cleveland's got it!
Yes.
Outstanding. Let's go to the MXC Impact Replay.
Look, he's looking at us cockside.
Okay, Ken, we got it. And here goes Cleveland, starting off nicely. And there! What an excellent catch, putting the donors in the lead. Next up, Clay Pidgeonton.
All right, come on.
He's addicted to hand lotions and anything with lanolin.
Yeah, kind of like all those lotions you keep next to your computer, Vic.
Well, nothing worse than a chapped mouse, Ken. Ooh.
Nice timing, huh?
No timing whatsoever. Next up, Tito Latoya. Tito's donated all his skin pigment, leaving his body a pasty pale white.
That would make him a palomino.
You mean albino, Ken?
Whatever one that gets the pink eye.
Right. And here is Tito. He's lined himself up. There's the bladder. Oh, he's into the mud, and he can't quite... I tell you, Ken, that murky man gravy's making it tough on everyone.
I wouldn't want to be them.
Indeed. And next up, the last of our addicts, Oral Thomas. Says here he's addicted to the scent of vinyl.
Yeah, we call that a bike seat huffer.
And it looks like he's got the pedals to the metal here as he scoots over and no good! And the donors have taken the lead.
No way.
Not bad for people with a bunch of missing body parts, eh?
Ooh, body parts.
You're thinking of porn, aren't you?
Yeah.
Coming up, the Dash to Death, better known as Death That Hurts.
Woohoo! And we're back. You know, Kenny, there's no greater gift than that of organ donation. Countless lives are saved every year with this selfless act.
You know what I was thinking? Can I donate my butt?
Then where would you keep your brain? Let's move on to the Dash of Death. The object of this challenge is to get across the obstacle course of challenges without getting...
Dash to death.
Well done, Ken.
Thank you.
And this is Jack Blackman, who's giving everything he's got for the organ donors. Oh, he stumbles there.
He's a college dude, right?
Right you are, Ken. In fact, he's an organ exchange student. After a lifetime of chain smoking, he received a fresh set of lungs from a Himalayan Sherpa.
Well, but at the end of the semester, the lungs must be returned, and he's back on the ventilator.
Student loans are serious business, Ken.
Hey, this guy's looking really good.
Indeed, he set an excellent pace. And there he goes, clambering easily through the spongy bricks.
Wow.
You know, their blue color is deceiving, Ken. They're a lot harder than they look. And here he goes, moving.
A loser.
Oh, indeed. And speaking of losers, here's Minnie Pfister. She's a compulsive gambler and chip handler from the Chachinga Indian Reservation Casino. And there she goes, and oh my!
Damn, I had $20 on her.
And here's Kip Smith.
What'd he say?
No idea, Ken. Kip's a tongue donor.
Well, how does he lick?
Oh, into the grinder. And here's Johnny Cheadle. He's addicted to fabric softeners. Let's go, Chief. Yeah. And he takes off nicely. Look at him go. Oh, he's down there for a second.
Hey, what's the big thrill with fabric softener?
Well, Ken, not only are his clothes springtime fresh, but his breath is bouncy soft.
Oh.
And there he goes onto the trampoline. Into the sponges.
He's started off with tons of spunk, Vic.
Indeed, wads and wads of determination.
But I think of course.
Indeed, it does appear he is slowing down a bit.
Oh, man, you know.
Most addicts rarely have the character or gumption to finish what they start. And there. Don't be silly, Ken. That would require too much effort.
Donors rule!
Next up for the donors is Dwayne Hasselhoff.
What did he donate?
Looks like everything now, Ken.
I'm Steve, and I'm going to win this competition for my team.
Well, that's a good attitude.
Not really, Ken. You see, Steve Smiley.
I am so good at this. Jump down, and I can do
Well,
this.
looks like his positive attitude's paying off here, Vic.
I don't know, Ken. Self-esteem is one of the most dangerous things taught in our schools today. You know that base self-confidence kills more people in America each year than bathtubs?
No, I'm bad. I'm horrible. I'm worthless. Why was I born?
Couldn't agree more.
Wow, Jay.
And snizzling his fizzle is Lance Bolton. And he's off.
What did you say?
Well, Ken, I was referring to the fact that he's a hip-hop donor.
Huh?
Well, you see, not only did he donate most of his pelvis, but also his ability to jump. And he's down! I guess he didn't have all his freak on, eh, Ken? He's addicted to adult film soundtracks. And he takes a dingle ball to the head. And he's back up on his feet. And there he goes. Well done.
Into the contraceptive sponges.
Pass. Oh, looks like he's going to make it, Ken. There he is. And one final swing over the pool of stool.
See, porn is good. He just won one for the addicts.
Right you are, Ken. But I think we need to go to the
MXC Impact Replay.
Now you see right here, all seems normal.
Uh-huh.
Oh, a whack by the dingle ball.
Yeah.
But it's right here, Ken, right here. Do you see that?
Oh.
That is spontaneously donated. Do you know what that means?
The pool of stool's contaminated?
No, technically, he has scored for both teams, and we are all tied up.
Coming up, Surfboards from Hell.
We're back. Hey, Vic, tell us about your days as a drunk.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't know where to start, Ken. I mean, so much happened back there. Let's see.
Yeah, shorten it.
Oh, okay. Well, first of all, I wasn't thinking very clearly. That's one thing.
Did you used to stumble around and hit your head and stuff?
Oh, yes, indeed. I've fallen off many a bar stool there.
Did you ever
Ken.
get fired from a job?
No, fortunately, I was an airline pilot back then, so nobody noticed.
What do you miss more, the booze or flying?
Oh, to tell you the truth, Ken, I don't really remember either one. Anyways, let's go on to our next game. It's time for the rotating surfboard of death. Catch a wave, dodge the dolphin, or die.
That sounds like fun, Vic.
Except for the rotating surfboard of death part, Kenny.
Oh, yeah.
Get it on.
And let's go to our first contestant. It's Betty Cash. She's hooked on expired dairy products.
Yeah, who doesn't like cutting old cheese?
Indeed. Oh, and it looks like she's met her expiration date. And next up, little Jimmy Socket, who has generously donated his kneecaps to an arthritic glory hole operator.
Wow, he's doing pretty good without knees.
Well, Ken, you know, recent studies have shown that the knees are one of the human body's most overrated set of joints.
I thought it was the lung.
Just the left one. Oh, and he's down! Sorry to see that. Next up for the Addicts is Benjamin Morris. He's addicted. No, in his mouth, Ken.
Oh.
Little wobbly at first, and there he is over the dolphin. Oh!
No.
And he is fin. See the dolphin fin. Anyway, here's Nikki Marshall. She's an undecided donor, Ken.
An undecided donor. Hey, I know a body part she can give me.
Oh, there she is, from a sister squad into a girly gurney. She's up on the platform. And a nice landing, a half tap. Oh, and she gets smeared. Next up, Sherwood Schwarzkopf. He's addicted to reruns of Gilligan's Island and admits to an unhealthy interest in Mrs. Howell.
Well, he took it on the ginger.
He sure did, Ken. And next up is Willie Etra.
There we go.
I understand he gives blood every day.
He sure does, Ken, and it clearly shows. He has no energy.
Oh.
Committed yet, but listless. The fatigue definitely getting to him as he ambles lethargically across the platform, and he dozes off. And next up, Harriet Hardaway.
I love you.
You'll get a kick out of this, Ken. She claims she's actually addicted to maybe thinking about the ghee, huh?
Maybe she thought the dolphin was ghee.
So what's it like here? You're standing next to your addiction. I am only inches from your body. What are you thinking, huh?
Well,
Dressing room, and I could show you my many pith helmets, or maybe my lotions and my aftershaves.
icky.
Without equilibrium, he recently received the gift of new eardrums from a pot-bellied pig.
A pig's eardrum? Why'd he do that?
It's called HMO, my friend.
Oh.
Besides, pigs are known for their excellent sense of balance. Oh, doesn't appear to have helped him here, though. And here's Mary Ellen Starch. She's addicted to short-term relationships. Let's see how she does, and she's done.
Hey.
Next up is Pamela Sanderson. She's a headhunter for a major organ donor foundation. She takes off nicely. And next up, Pepito Ortiz.
Hey, wait a minute. It doesn't say if he's an addict or a donor.
Well, that's because he's not, Ken. Pepito's the guy who drives a sandwich truck. He brings our lunch every day.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Pepito!
I told him he could be on the show.
Hey, kick some ass.
Know of it!
Hey!
Oh, way to go, Sandwich Guy! We're all tied up, and there's plenty more to come on Extreme Elimination Challenge!
Don't leave now. Coming up, the Shaft of Pain, Pole Riders.
We're back.
Indeed we are, Ken.
Hey, Vic, tell the folks how you became a stinking drunk.
You mean chemically dependent, Ken? Well, it started out casually at first, you know, a little drinking, dancing with friends after work. Then it was every day.
Yeah, you were on top of the world then.
Had a good career, Ken.
Yeah,
Really
you
good.
were the biggest. You won 2 skivvies and a golden earpiece. You stopped drinking when you hit bottom, right?
Pretty much. Anyway, let's go on to Brass Ball. Now, the object of the game is for contestants to grab their balls and get across that bridge.
Get it on.
And we are back with Benjamin Morris, our lead paint addict. Coming across there. Oh, and he gets chipped. That's it for Benji. Next up, Pablo Sands. You know, he donated his vas deferens.
That takes balls, Vic.
Indeed. And by the way, he's moving tentatively. Looks like somebody took his. He is down and out. And here's young Tori Bellings. You know, she's addicted to family values. The captain had a chance to talk with her earlier.
I was the youngest of 8, all brothers.
All lousy kissers.
I know how she feels, Ken. My brothers were pretty shoddy lip lockers as well.
Oh, I guess that explains your drinking problem.
I'm sorry, I don't follow you, Ken.
Whatever. Let's get back to Tori.
Ah, right you are, Ken. And look at her go.
Oh, getting slammed by black balls.
Indeed she is, and she's taking every one of them like a trooper.
Very steady, very deliberate. Look at that concentration.
Unbelievable. I tell you, Ken, it looks like she's going to make it all the way. She steadies herself. And there she is towards the end. I think this may be it.
She's out of range.
One more to the keister. She takes it.
And chalk up another win for the Addicts.
Unbelievable.
Hey, I bet her brothers are really going to be excited.
Oh, and speaking of aroused siblings, let's go to pole riders. Now, the object of the game is easy. Just firmly grip the head of the shaft and go from one end to the other without getting wet. First up, glue sniffer Elmer White. Oh, he started out good, but he couldn't stick it. Next up is Sid Reese. He's a donor.
Now he needs one.
Indeed he does, Ken. And here's Craig Jacobs. He's hooked on illegal cockfighting.
That's illegal? My brother and I used to do that all the time.
You're thinking of restroom swordplay, my friend. Oh, and that was Dick Tabak wiping out. Here's Chancey Emmerich. He's hooked on phonetics. Made it! Let's go to our
MXC Impact Replay.
Well, you can see here, Ken, he takes off nicely, but it's right about here he loses it.
Oh, that dude should be dead.
Clinically, he is, Ken. Those are just muscle spasms, much like when you cut the head off a chicken.
Or bite the head off.
I tell you, Ken, looks like the donors are having trouble with this event.
Well, they got less to work with.
Good observation. Here's Timmy Caprice. He's stuck on Liberace memorabilia.
Liberace, eh?
I love him.
What do you have of his?
His favorite hand towel.
You have a hand towel?
Watch what I can do
You
with
have a
it.
hand towel of
Look
one of
down
the
here.
most flamboyant entertainers Las Vegas has ever known?
See that?
What?
Thank you, Guy. Insightful as always. And here's Willie Etra, who falling hard. And coming up is the last chance for the Addicts. It's Gavin Lewis.
Nailed it, Vic.
Oh, indeed he did, and that gives the win to the Addicts, Ken. Let's look at it again. What a great competition.
Yeah, you know, I just hope the organ donors don't feel rejected.
Well, there's our victorious team of Addicts running through the doors of treasure. Well, what's in the prize bin this week, Kenny? A washer, dryer, some luggage, a new car, perhaps?
Better than that, Vic. I got 2 words for you. Kilo.
Kenny, that's not what I think it is it? How could you do that? That's despicable.
Oh, don't worry, it's not that. It's powdered milk. Come on, they're junkies. They don't know the difference.
You're a mean man, Ken.
Yes, I am.
Hey, but you know what time it is?
Oh, yeah.
It's Kenny Blankenship's painful eliminations of the day and stuff.
Number 10, showing off his soiled panties, is Cleveland Brown. Now he's just one giant skid mark. Willie Etra, pole rider. He just couldn't get a grip on the shaft. Benjamin Morris, he's down with his balls. This is Sherwood Schwarzkopf teasing the pink dolphin. Oral Thomas, 3 times, and he still can't catch it. Dwayne Hasselhoff, number 5, into the grinder. Looks a lot better going this way, probably feels better too. Mary Ellen Starch. Bet she'll be stiff tomorrow. Hip-hopster Lance Bolt chiseled all over his fizzizzle mizzle. We should have spent more time on the course, dog, less time at the gay rave clubs. Number 2, Chauncey Emmerich. May he rest in peace. A moment of silence for a great pole rider. All right, moment's over. And my number 1 most painful elimination goes to Roman Fife. Took a couple of balls to his chin and then had the courtesy to get up and donate his pancreas right in the middle of the game. A true painful elimination champion.
So what do we always say?
Right, come on, guys.
Don't get